We were not an interracial couple for very long before we married. We met in January, we married in August, and we've been married for 50 years. We met in a snowstorm at my parents' house.
It was a bad snowstorm, the kind of thing that shuts Baltimore down, or used to anyway, at that time. It was a really bad snowstorm.
He walked into the house like he had lived there all along. I was shocked. He walked in and said, "Hi, I'm Fred." And we all blinked, because African Americans tend not to walk into strangers' homes and say hi, like that. But he did. And we became friends really fast.
Well, the story I heard was that my grandfather fell in love with you first, Dad, because he saw you shoveling his driveway.
That's true. The next morning, my father looked out from the upstairs window, and there's this white guy who had walked in saying hi the night before, shoveling snow. And in 1960, 66?
On North Longwood Street in West Baltimore.
Yeah, you just didn't see white guys shoveling black men's snow.
We went out together a week in June.
That was it. And then he proposed 3 times. Now, it didn't occur to him that it was any difficulty, but it occurred to me. I grew up in Baltimore. Okay, I grew up in total segregation. Obviously, there was a lot of interracial mixing in my extended family, but there was no interracial marriage. It was legal. So we went to the movies. He would walk down one aisle. I would walk. We would identify 2 empty seats in the middle of the theater. He would walk down one aisle. I'd walk down the other aisle, and then we'd meet and sit together. But we would not look like we were sitting together. I detached from a lot in order to live and live my life. Going to Western High School at 14 with people picketing to get me out and people inside wanting me not to be there, including the principal and the counselors. In order to do those years, I had to kind of detach from my feelings about it. Things are certainly very different, but I do think that we have a really long way to go. The issue of white supremacy is huge.
I saw the dark, ugly, violent underpinning of white supremacy in my face when I traveled with them, when I saw how people would treat them and treat us as a group. I think there have been a lot of changes since then for people who've had relationships across those old dividing lines. But I think there are a lot of people who haven't.
Things are certainly very different, but I do think that we have a really long way to go. The issue of white supremacy is huge. And if that law had not been changed, we would not be anywhere near where we are now, is my belief.